So this weekend sees the start of the new Premier League season. We're away at Craven Cottage to face newly promoted Fulham. In this video I preview that match. Hello, my name is Richard and welcome back to my channel over and over again, which features everything to do with Arsenal. Now in this video I just really want to have a look ahead to the weekend's match away at Fulham, a newly promoted Fulham of course, and the first match of the new Premier League season. But before I get into all that, I just want to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please click on the subscribe button down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as well. I'm actually quite close to getting 100 subscribers now, which is pretty good going since the channel's only really been going for a few weeks now. So I'm hoping I can get to that 100 before the start of the season at the weekend. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Please share the content as well. I hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. So Arsenal v Fulham then, first game of the Premier League season this Saturday, called 12:30 kickoff. It's the first game, and it's quite an exciting time, isn't it, to be an Arsenal fan at the moment. I know there's a few transfers that still haven't been sorted yet, and there's a certain contract that hasn't been signed, but overall I think it's an exciting time. It's been a reasonably good transfer window so far. We don't need to panic yet, do we, because there's still another month to go, and I'm sure that the more deals are going to happen, both coming in and going out. But obviously as things stand at the moment, we're probably going to be starting this game against Fulham with a similar squad to that we've currently got, probably exactly the same squad, because even if we buy a player now, it's unlikely that they'll be ready to play for us at the weekend anyway. So we're probably going to be looking at pretty much the same squad that was available for the Community Shield against Liverpool, plus of course Gabriel, who's come into the club since, and possibly Willian as well, of course, our other signing who didn't feature in the Community Shield either. Now, in terms of Fulham away, we've actually had a very good record away at Craven Cottage over the years. In fact, in Premier League history, we've played there 14 times in the Premier League. We've won 10 and only lost 3. And we've won our last 3 visits as well, where we've scored 9 goals and only conceded 2. Of course, our last visit there, if you remember, was in October 2018, of course, early on in Unai Emery's first season, and we did win 5-1. Really good performance that day from Arsenal. If you remember, Lacazette scored 2 really good goals. Aaron Ramsey scored that famous back heel as well, if you remember his celebration afterwards as well. And Aubameyang came off the bench and scored twice as well. So a 5-1 win on our last visit. Of course, they got relegated that season, as we know. And this will be our first visit back there since then. Now, we've got a really good record there. We've only lost 1 of our last 6 visits. That was a 2-1 defeat back in January 2012. And we've actually won our last 5 meetings with Fulham, both home and away, and it does go back to that defeat in January 2012. So, you know, we've only had, that defeat there is our only defeat in the last 13 meetings with Fulham. Sort of home and away in the Premier League. In fact, historically, it's been Fulham have been quite a lucky team for us. In a way, we've only lost 8 times in 57 previous meetings, of which we've won 39. So we've always had a good record against Fulham historically. So let's hope that can continue at the weekend. As I say, in terms of the team news, I'm not expecting a lot of changes actually from the team that won the Community Shield nearly 2 weeks ago now. I know Gabriel's coming to the team, to the club since then. I'm not sure how fit he is yet, how many training sessions. He seems to be back in training, so he's probably in contention for a place, certainly in the squad. And Willian as well, of course, has been training for quite a while now, played in a couple of the friendlies that we've had. So I'm expecting Willian to be in the squad as well. Now there could be a surprise inclusion, possibly Mesut Ozil. He did play in the behind closed doors friendly against Aston Villa a couple of days ago. He got some minutes in that game, so there's a possibility that he could be included in the squad. And of course Dani Ceballos as well, who's recently just returned to the club for another season-long loan. Of course, he missed the Community Shield while that deal was still being sorted out. So we could have a few new players into the squad. In terms of the starting 11, I'm not expecting too many changes. A lot of it's going to be down to the fitness of some of these players. I'm not sure how many training sessions they've had, how fit they are. It's important that for the first game of the season, certainly, that we're playing players who are fit and ready to go, rather than trying to risk anybody who's maybe not quite up to speed yet. I think the big choice is going to be perhaps who starts in goal. And it's going to be maybe a marker as well for the season, isn't it? Who's going to be the number one this season? Will it be Bernd Leno, who of course was fantastic last season up until his injury? Or will it be Emi Martinez, who of course came into the side towards the end of the season after lockdown and performed brilliantly? It's a problem for Mikel Arteta to decide. But having said that, it's a good position to be in, isn't it? Because if you've got two good goalkeepers, that's half your problem solved, isn't it? Either way, we know whoever gets picked to play in goal, whoever's going to be the number one this season, we can know that we can rely on them to do a solid job. They've both got different strengths, maybe. I think Leno's shot stopping is brilliant, whereas Martinez has maybe got more command of the penalty area. He's better at dealing with crosses. He tends to catch things rather than punch them, and his distribution is probably better. Martinez has played well. I still think Leno is the number one, but it'll be interesting to see what Mikel Arteta goes with. It's his choice at the end of the day, and it'll be interesting to see. And I do think that this will be the marker for who is, in his opinion, the number one goalkeeper certainly for the Premier League games this season. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the nod there. I think he'll go with a back three again, just because of the players that we've got available, and I don't think he's in any rush to change the system at this stage. I've got a feeling it could well be the same three that started the Community Shield, which was Rob Holding on the right of the three, David Luiz in the centre, and Kieran Tierney on the left. There is a possibility, possibly, that Gabriel might be able to start, might be ready to start on the left of the three, possibly. He's been at the club a week or so now. He's trained a couple of times, but we'll see. Of course, William Saliba as well, who played in one of the earlier friendlies, didn't he, against MK Dons, didn't feature in a Community Shield. He was an unused substitute, so he possibly could feature as well, especially as Rob Holding's rumoured to be going out on loan to Newcastle. But we're keeping him at the moment. I'm assuming we're keeping him because they want him to play in these early games. So we'll see it. But I've got a feeling it could well be the same back three that started the Community Shield. Across the midfield, I think that the two wing backs, again, I'm expecting them to probably be the same that maybe started the Community Shield. So Bellerin on the right and Maitland-Niles on the left. Both of these players are still at the club. There's been rumours that they both might be leaving, but as things stand at the moment, they are both still at the club. So I'm assuming and expecting them both to play in those positions there. Although there's a possibility that Saka could come in at the left wing back position and Maitland-Niles on the right, possibly, if the transfer out for Bellerin is getting a bit closer. There might be an argument there not to play him in this game, and if that's the case, I would expect Maitland-Niles to start on the right and Saka to maybe start on the left of the wing backs. The two central midfielders, I think, obviously Granit Xhaka, as long as he doesn't get injured playing for Switzerland in this international break, I expect him to start, and I would expect Dani Ceballos to be ready to play as well. It might, you're saying it's a bit early for him. I know he's not been back at the club for long, but he was training with Real Madrid before that, so I think he's fit enough. Obviously, he knows the team, he knows the system, he knows what's expected of him. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if Dani Ceballos comes in place of El Neni, who's probably not expected to stay at the club this season anyway. In terms of the front three, again, that's going to be a little bit interesting to see whether Willian's going to get a start. If he does, I believe he might well start on the right hand side of the front three. I think Aubameyang's guaranteed to start from the left hand side, and through the middle could be quite interesting because there's a possibility that maybe Nicolas Pepe could be played through the middle, as opposed to Lacazette, who again is another player rumoured to possibly be leaving as well. Of course, Eddie Nketiah, whose confidence should be high, of course, after his great hat-trick for the England under-21s. And if Willian doesn't play, I would maybe expect possibly Nicolas Pepe to start on the right. Then it's a choice between Nketiah and Lacazette, isn't it, for the centre forward position with Aubameyang on the left. So that would be that's the team I think will start from those players possibly. I don't think he's going to throw in too many of the new players yet, just because of maybe the fitness levels, and are they integrated totally into the system and the style of play at this stage? Maybe not. But we'll see. It'd be nice to see them all play, wouldn't it? If Willian and Gabriel both play, maybe Saliba as well. It'd be nice to see them. But I say, I do expect, there's certainly a possibility that Mesut Ozil could feature, certainly in the squad. I'm not expecting him to start the game necessarily. It'd be a big shock if he did. But he certainly could appear on the bench. He's been training hard. He did play some minutes in that friendly against Aston Villa. So I think there's a good possibility that he may well be in the squad, and it'd be nice to see him back. It'd be nice if he can come on and have some influence in the game as well. It'd probably be a good game for him to play as well. Give him, maybe restore a bit of confidence, which I feel is maybe would have been affected by the fact that he's simply not played, has he? So that'd be an interesting one to look out for. So we'll see what happens when the team's announced, which will be around about 11:30. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do a live video when the team is announced because I won't be around. I'll play football on Saturday mornings now, so I won't be around for that. But I will be around to give half-time updates, match report half-time, and also at full-time as well. I'll go and do a live show, just going back over the game, and then I'll do a full preview probably on Sunday. So that's that for today then, previewing the first Premier League game of the season. In terms of a score prediction, it's very difficult, isn't it, that the first games of the season, the early games are quite difficult to predict because nobody really knows how ready everybody is. It's been a strange pre-season anyway, hasn't it? With it only seems a couple of weeks ago since the last season finished, and there's been an international break, players away, and I think it's going to be difficult to judge exactly where every club is. Some are going to be more ready than others, possibly. I mean, Fulham have just been promoted, so they're going to be still on a high from that. So I think it's going to be a tough game, and it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as comfortable a victory as we enjoyed last time that we was away at Fulham. But I do think we'll win. I do think we'll win. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be hard. It'll be a tough fight. But I think we'll come out on top, maybe by the odd goal. Maybe something like 2-1. So I'm going to predict a 2-1 victory. But it's very difficult, isn't it? Because we don't know which teams are going to be really ready yet, and Fulham possibly may be more prepared than ourselves. For the way that pre-season's gone, it's difficult to predict. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Arsenal, a winning start, which would be great. I do think it's quite important that we do start well. We've got 2 London derbies to kick the season off, haven't we? Away at Fulham and then at home to West Ham. 2 teams that we've traditionally done well against, and if we can get 6 points, I know we got 6 points in the first 2 games last year and it didn't really help us in the end, but I think this season it's really important that we keep the momentum going that we built up at the end of last season, the momentum that we've built up in pre-season as well in winning the Community Shield. And I think if we can get a good start in the Premier League, it'll really set us up for what looks set to be an exciting season. So let me know what you think. Put your score predictions in the comments down below. I'm cautious about it. I don't want to be too overconfident and predict a big victory, because I don't think it's going to be a game like that, as much as I'm sure we would like it to be. So let me know what your predictions are. Let me know what your predicted lineup is as well. Do you think that we will play a lot more of the new players than I've maybe predicted? Do you think that he'll make too many changes from the Community Shield lineup? Do you even think that maybe we might try a 4-3-3 system, or do you think it will stick with the 3-4-3, which has worked really well, hasn't it, since the lockdown, certainly? So let me know your comments about that. If you do like this video, I say please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, I'm trying to keep things a little bit more positive than some of the Arsenal content that's out there. So if you do like it, please click on the subscribe button down below, subscribe to the channel. I say there is a lot of good stuff I've got planned. Now we're moving into the season, obviously there'll be a lot of match previews, there'll be some live stuff on the day of games with the team news, usually with half-time, full-time reports. There'll be match previews after, usually the day after the game and stuff like that. So there's loads of stuff coming up. I am going to be doing a few more live shows as well. If you haven't watched it yet, I fully recommend you catching up with the show I did with Tom Watt, which was last week. It's on the channel. Really good, entertaining show that was. Tom had some great stories. Obviously a massive Arsenal fan going back many years, and obviously as well we did chat a little bit about his career as well, of course, because he of course played in EastEnders, didn't he? And he wrote some books. So it was an interesting time, an interesting chat with him. So if you haven't already seen that, please check it out, because I really enjoyed making that show, and I'm sure you'll enjoy watching it as well. So but I say, well, stay tuned to the channel, I'll say, throughout this season, because there's going to be some great stuff. And as well, as I mentioned yesterday, I am going to be featuring the Arsenal women as well, and of course they are away at West Ham this weekend as well. Just a quick prediction on that one: Arsenal did beat Reading 6-1 in their first game. I'm expecting Arsenal to win this game. I think it won't be quite as comfortable, but I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory for Arsenal women away at West Ham. So if you follow well of women. Maybe put in the comments as well what you think the score prediction might be there for that game as well, and we can see, maybe I might do a little league table throughout the season on score predictions, who gets the most right, if we get enough people taking part. So that's that for today then. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm really looking forward to the start of the new season. I think it could be a good season for Arsenal. I think we could be dark horses actually in the Premier League. I think a lot of people aren't expecting too much from us, looking at what other clubs have spent and what we so far haven't. But I am expecting a couple more arrivals to come before the end of the transfer window. I say probably not in time to play at the weekend, unfortunately. And of course I'll do updates on any of that might happen in the meantime. I say let's hope we get off to a good start. It'd be really important that we do. I'm fairly confident that we can get the 3 points on Saturday, so let's wait and see. And obviously I'll be check out my videos in the meantime. There'll be a few more going on the rest of the week as well. So, but in the meantime, of course, as always, with the new season upon us, it's really important. Come on, you Gunners!